A woman in Ohio checked into a roadside hotel after driving nearly 8 hours across 2 states. The room looked clean. Fresh sheets, fresh towels. The air smelled like lemon cleaner. Nothing seemed unusual at first. But around 3 in the morning, she woke up scratching her arm. At first, she thought it was a mosquito bite. Then another bite appeared, and another. The next morning, she slowly lifted the corner of the mattress and froze. Tiny reddish-brown insects were hiding deep inside the seams. Bedbugs. Later that week, while searching online for ways to handle the problem before calling a professional exterminator, she came across discussions about a cheap white powder sold in many hardware stores for only a few dollars. Some people claimed it helped reduce bedbug activity when used carefully around certain areas of the home. And that raises an interesting question. Why do so many people spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars fighting bedbugs while others quietly experiment with simple low-cost methods most shoppers ignore every day? Most people never think about this, but bedbugs have existed alongside humans for thousands of years. Long before modern apartments and hotels existed, people were already struggling with tiny insects hiding inside wooden furniture, sleeping areas, and fabric. And unlike many household pests, bedbugs are extremely good at staying hidden. They can squeeze into tiny cracks behind picture frames, inside mattress seams, under carpets, behind headboards, and even near electrical outlets. Some reports suggest they can survive surprisingly long periods without feeding. That's one reason infestations can feel stressful and difficult for homeowners. But what surprises many people is that cleanliness alone does not always prevent bedbugs. That's right, a luxury hotel can still experience bedbug problems, just like a crowded apartment can. These insects are excellent travelers. They move through luggage, clothing, backpacks, furniture, and laundry. Sometimes people accidentally bring them home without realizing it. And here's where things start getting interesting. For years, homeowners and pest experts have debated which methods truly help and which methods simply waste time and money. Some people spend huge amounts on sprays, foggers, traps, steam machines, mattress covers, and professional treatments. But one low-cost powder keeps appearing in online discussions again and again, not as a miracle solution, not as a guaranteed cure, but as a commonly discussed tool that some people believe may help under certain conditions when combined with cleaning and inspection. Before we continue, it's important to understand that this information is based on general knowledge, historical practices, and commonly discussed pest control ideas. Real-world results can vary depending on the size of the infestation, room conditions, hiding places, and many other factors. This is not a guaranteed method, but rather an interesting concept worth understanding from a learning perspective. The powder often mentioned in these conversations is called diatomaceous earth. At first glance, it looks completely harmless, just a soft white powder, but its story is surprisingly unusual. Diatomaceous earth is made from fossilized remains of microscopic aquatic organisms called diatoms. Under a microscope, the particles have tiny, sharp edges. According to educational sources and pest control discussions, the powder may affect insects by damaging their protective outer layer, which can eventually lead to dehydration. That explanation alone made many homeowners curious, because unlike dramatic sprays shown in advertisements, this powder doesn't work instantly. It works slowly and quietly, and only if used correctly. And you might not expect this next part. Many people who first try it actually use too much. Online pest experts often explain that large piles of powder can sometimes make insects avoid the area completely. Instead, people usually discuss applying very thin layers near cracks, bed frames, furniture edges, and hidden pathways where insects may travel. That small detail changes everything. Because suddenly this stops sounding like an internet magic trick and starts sounding more like a process connected to insect behavior. Think about it this way. Imagine walking through deep snow versus walking across a lightly dusty floor. One slows movement naturally. Bedbugs react to environments too. Heavy piles may simply push them somewhere else. And this is where things begin to make sense. Many homeowners panic after discovering bedbugs and focus only on the mattress. But according to many reports, bedbugs often spread far beyond the bed itself. They can hide behind furniture, inside couches, along walls, around electrical outlets, under carpets, and inside stored clothing. That's one reason professional exterminators often inspect entire rooms very carefully before treatment begins. If you're still watching, this next detail surprises many people even more. Some experts believe one major reason infestations continue is because people unknowingly create perfect hiding spaces, piles of laundry, cardboard boxes, cluttered closets, unused furniture. These areas can give insects more places to hide safely. In other words, the battle is often less about finding one magic product and more about reducing hiding spots while improving cleaning habits and monitoring. And that idea connects to history in an interesting way. Long before modern chemical treatments existed, people relied heavily on physical control methods. Washing fabrics in hot water, exposing furniture to sunlight, cleaning wooden bed frames using steam, heat, or powders. Some methods worked better than others, but the goal was usually the same: reduce the insect's ability to survive and hide. Today, many pest control companies still use a combination of approaches instead of depending on only one method. That combination matters because bedbugs are extremely resilient. Some populations have reportedly developed resistance to certain chemical treatments over time. That doesn't mean treatments never work. It simply means bedbug control has become more complicated than many people realize. Now here's something most people overlook. Fear itself often makes infestations feel even worse. The moment someone hears the words bedbugs, panic usually follows. People throw away mattresses, toss out furniture, spray random chemicals everywhere, and sometimes become afraid to sleep comfortably. But many professionals say panic can actually make the situation harder to manage. Careful inspection, organized cleaning, proper laundry handling, and informed decisions usually matter more than emotional reactions. And this brings us back to the famous powder discussions. Why did so many online stories focus on such a cheap product? Partly because people are naturally curious about low-cost solutions to expensive problems, especially when the problem feels overwhelming. Imagine discovering insects in your home and then hearing professional treatment could cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the infestation size. Many people immediately begin searching for alternatives. That search is what made products like Diatomaceous earth widely discussed online. But this is not the most surprising part. Some experts warn that even low-risk products can create problems if used carelessly. For example, breathing excessive dust may irritate some individuals. That's why reading product labels and following safety instructions is always important. And this detail matters because internet videos often skip the boring part: responsible use. Real pest management is usually less dramatic than viral videos make it appear. There's often repeated cleaning involved: vacuuming, laundry cycles, careful inspections, mattress covers, monitoring traps, patience, observation over time, and sometimes professional help is still necessary for larger infestations. Yet people continue sharing stories about simple methods because humans naturally enjoy practical ideas that feel affordable and understandable. You can see this pattern in many areas of life: simple cleaning tricks, old gardening methods, low-cost repair ideas, traditional storage techniques. People enjoy discovering solutions that feel simple instead of overly complicated. That emotional appeal may explain why videos about powders and household methods spread so quickly online. But there's another side to this story most people rarely discuss. The psychological effect of bedbugs can sometimes be just as stressful as the insects themselves. Reports over the years suggest infestations can increase anxiety and sleep problems for some people. Even after treatment, some individuals continue checking mattresses repeatedly because they become hyper-aware of every itch or small movement. That reaction is understandable. Bedrooms are supposed to feel safe and comfortable. When that feeling changes, people naturally feel frustrated or embarrassed. But experts repeatedly remind people that bedbugs are extremely common and can affect almost anyone. Hotels, college dorms, apartments, movie theaters, cruise ships, public transportation. No place is completely immune. And here's where things get interesting again. Travel habits have changed dramatically over the past few decades. Increased tourism, secondhand furniture markets, and high-density housing may all contribute to how easily pests spread from place to place. That means awareness matters more than fear. Some travelers inspect hotel mattresses before unpacking. Others keep luggage elevated off the floor. Some wash travel clothes immediately after returning home. These habits aren't signs of paranoia. They're simply precautionary habits many people adopt after learning how infestations spread. If you're still here, there's one final point worth understanding. The internet often pushes extreme stories because extreme stories attract attention. This solved everything overnight. This changed my life instantly. This secret method nobody knows. But real life usually works differently. Most household problems are more complicated than a single viral headline suggests. That doesn't mean low-cost tools are useless. Some may genuinely help under the right conditions. Others may only provide temporary reduction instead of complete elimination. And sometimes professional treatment remains the safest and most effective option. The important lesson is not that one powder magically solves every infestation. The real lesson is that understanding how problems work often matters more than reacting emotionally to them. Once people learn how bedbugs travel, hide, and survive, their decisions usually become calmer and more practical. They inspect more carefully, clean more strategically, monitor more consistently, and ask better questions before spending money on dramatic claims. That shift in mindset may actually be the most valuable takeaway of all, because in many parts of life, knowledge quietly changes behavior long before expensive solutions enter the picture. And maybe that's why stories like this continue spreading online year after year. Not because people are searching for magic, but because people are searching for understanding. Before we finish, remember that this video is purely informational and educational. Pest situations can vary widely depending on conditions, infestation size, and building structure. It's always important to think critically, research carefully, follow product safety instructions, and consider professional guidance when necessary. Sometimes the simplest looking ideas turn out to have surprisingly interesting science behind them. And sometimes the biggest lesson isn't the product itself, but the curiosity that pushes people to learn more about everyday problems hiding around them. If you enjoy discovering lesser-known ideas explained in a calm and simple way, then Hidden Truth Vault is built for you. Let me know in the comments what surprised you the most about bedbugs and the way they spread. And if there's another everyday mystery you want explored next, tell us below. Don't forget to subscribe to Hidden Truth Vault for more hidden history, simple science, and fascinating everyday truths explained in a way anyone can understand. Until next time, stay curious.